Grace Jones is a Jamaican-born singer, model, and actress known for her androgynous style, striking looks, and avant-garde persona. Born on May 19, 1948, she gained fame in the 1970s and 1980s with her unique blend of new wave, post-punk, reggae, and disco music. Her deep, distinctive voice and bold fashion choices made her a pop culture icon. Early life and modeling career. Grace Jones was born in 1948 in Spanish Town, Jamaica, to Marjorie Jones and Robert W. Jones, who was a local politician and apostolic clergyman. Robert and Marjorie moved to the east coast of the United States, where Robert worked as an agricultural laborer until a spiritual experience during a suicide attempt inspired him to become a Pentecostal minister. While they were in the U.S., they left their children with Marjorie's mother and her new husband, Pert. Jones knew him as Master P, and later noted that she absolutely hated him. As a strict disciplinarian, he regularly beat the children in his care, representing what Jones described as serious abuse. She was raised into the family's Pentecostal faith, having to take part in prayer meetings and Bible readings every night. She initially attended the Pentecostal All Saints School, before being sent to a nearby public school. As a child, Jones was shy and had only one school friend. She was teased by classmates for her skinny frame, but she excelled at sports and found solace in the nature of Jamaica. Marjorie and Robert eventually brought their children, including the 13-year-old Grace, to live with them in the U.S., where they had settled in Lincourt, Salina, New York, near Syracuse. It was in the city that her father had established his own ministry, the Apostolic Church of Jesus Christ, in 1956. Jones continued her schooling, and after she graduated, enrolled at Onondaga Community College, majoring in Spanish. Jones began to rebel against her parents and their religion. She began wearing makeup, drinking alcohol, and visiting gay clubs with her brother. At college, she also took a theater class, with her drama teacher convincing her to join him on a summer stock tour in Philadelphia. Arriving in the city, she decided to stay there, immersing herself in the counterculture of the 1960s by living in hippie communes and earning money as a go-go dancer. She moved back to New York at 18 and signed on as a model with Wilhelmina Models. She moved to Paris in 1970. The Parisian fashion scene was receptive to Jones's unusual, androgynous, bold, dark-skinned appearance. Yves Saint Laurent, Claude Montana, and Kenzo Takada hired her for runway modeling. Jones also modeled for Azzedine Alaïa and was frequently photographed promoting his line. Transition to music and early releases. Having enjoyed a successful modeling career in Paris and New York in the early 1970s, Jones released a series of singles throughout 1975 to 1976. None of them, however, managed to succeed on the mainstream charts. Jones secured a record deal with Island Records in 1977 and found wider recognition only with her debut Island album, Portfolio. The album was recorded at Mixed In Sigma Sound Studios in Philadelphia and released in autumn 1977 as the first of 3 albums made with the legendary disco record producer Tom Moulton. The album finished with I Need a Man, Jones's first club hit. In 1978, Jones and Moulton made second album Fame, which includes songs such as Do or Die, Pride, Fame, Autumn Leaves, and All on a Summer's Night. Jones's live shows were highly sexualized and flamboyant, leading her to be called Queen of the Gay Discos. In the same year, she was cast in the highly controversial Italian TV program Strix, aired by Rai 2, where she portrayed the character of Room Strix. The album Muse was the last of Jones's disco albums. The album features a re-recorded version, I'll Find My Way to You, which Jones released 3 years prior to Muse. Originally appearing in the 1976 Italian film Colt 38 Special Squad, in which Jones had a role as a club singer, Jones also recorded a song called Again and Again that was featured in the film. Both songs were produced by composer Stelvio Cipriani. Icelandic keyboardist Thor Baldursson arranged most of the album and also sang duet with Jones on the track Suffer. Like the last 2 albums, the cover art is by Richard Bernstein. Music breakthrough and acting career. The album Warm Leatherette was released in 1980. Warm Leatherette is the 4th studio album by Grace Jones, released in May 1980. Her first album recorded at Compass Point Studios, it features contributions from the reggae duo Sly and Robbie and marks a dramatic change in sound, dropping the disco of her first 3 albums in favor of new wave and reggae. The album includes mostly covers of songs by The Normal, The Pretenders, Roxy Music, Smokey Robinson, Tom Petty, and The Heartbreakers and Jacques Higelin, plus 2 original songs. Warm Leatherette was the first Grace Jones album with cover art designed by her then-boyfriend, Jean-Paul Goude. The initial release featured a black-and-white photograph of Grace Jones pregnant, wearing an Issey Miyake dress. Nightclubbing Album is the 5th studio album by Jamaican singer Grace Jones, released on 11 May 1981 by Island Records. Recorded at Compass Point Studios with producers Alex Sadkin and Island Records president Chris Blackwell, as well as a team of session musicians rooted by Rhythm Section, Sly and Robbie. The album marked her second foray into a new wave style that blends a variety of genres, including reggae, R&B, dub, and funk. The album has cover versions of songs by Bill Withers, Iggy Pop, Astor Piazzolla, and others, and original songs, 3 of which were co-written by Jones. The album entered in the top 5 in 4 countries and became Jones's highest-ranking record on the US Billboard Mainstream Albums and R&B charts. Nightclubbing claimed the #1 slot on NME's Album of the Year list. Slant magazine listed the album at number 40 on its list of best albums of the 1980s. Nightclubbing is now widely considered Jones's best studio album. Having already recorded 2 reggae-oriented albums under the production of Compass Point All-Stars, Jones went to Nassau, Bahamas in 1982 and recorded Living My Life. The album resulted in Jones's final contribution to the Compass Point trilogy. After the release of Living My Life, Jones took on the role of Zula, the Amazonian, in Conan the Destroyer, 1984, and was nominated for a Saturn Award for Best Supporting Actress. In 1985, Jones starred as May Day, henchwoman to main antagonist Max Zorin in the 14th James Bond film, A View to a Kill. Jones was also nominated for a Saturn Award for Best Supporting Actress. After Jones's success as a mainstream actress, she returned to the studio to work on her 7th album, Slave to the Rhythm, which is the last of her recordings for Island. Slave to the Rhythm is one of the most commercially successful of Jones's albums. It performed best in German-speaking Europe and the Netherlands, where it secured top 10 placings. It reached number 12 on the UK Albums Chart in November 1985. The album remains the 2nd highest charting album of Jones's on the US Billboard 200 after Nightclubbing, and her only entry on the Canadian Albums Chart. As of December 1986, the album had sold 150,000 copies in the United States and 1 million worldwide. After Slave to the Rhythm and Island Life, Jones started to record again under a new contract with Manhattan Records, which resulted to the album Inside Story. All songs on the album were written by Jones and Bruce Woolley. Inside Story is the 8th studio album by Grace Jones. Inside Story made the top 40 in several European countries. The album was Jones's last entry to date on US Billboard 200 Albums chart. The same year, Jones starred as Katrina, an Egyptian queen vampire, in the vampire film Vamp. For her work in the film, Jones was awarded a Saturn Award for Best Supporting Actress. In 1987, Jones appeared in 2 films, Straight to Hell and Mary Lambert's Siesta, for which Jones was nominated for Golden Raspberry Award for Worst Supporting Actress. In 1990, Jones appeared as herself in the documentary Superstar: The Life and Times of Andy Warhol. 1992 saw Jones starring as Helen Strangey in the Eddie Murphy film Boomerang, for which she also contributed the song 7-Day Weekend to its soundtrack. Jones was also ranked 82nd place on VH1's 100 Greatest Women of Rock and Roll. In 2000, Jones collaborated with rapper Lil' Kim, appearing on the song Revolution from her album The Notorious K.I.M. In 2001, Jones starred in the film Wolf Girl, also known as Blood Moon, as an intersex circus performer named Christine. Hurricane is the 10th studio album by Grace Jones, released in 2008, her first album of new material in 19 years. The album features many previous collaborators of Jones, including Robbie Shakespeare, Sly Dunbar, Barry Reynolds, Uzziah Sticky Thompson, Mikey Chung, Bruce Woolley, as well as contributions from her son, Paolo Good, brother, Chris Jones, and mother, Marjorie Jones. It was reissued in 2011 with a second disc of dub reworks, Hurricane, Dub. Jones's memoir entitled I'll Never Write My Memoirs was released on 29 September 2015. In October 2018, Jones received the Order of Jamaica from the Jamaican government. In June 2022, Jones served as curator of the 27th edition of the Meltdown Festival, the UK's longest-running artist-curated music festival. Jones had been announced as the curator already for the 2020 festival, but due to the COVID-19 pandemic, it was rescheduled to 2022. Jones provided guest vocals on Beyoncé's song Move from her 7th studio album Renaissance, released in July 2022. On 23 July 2023, Jones headlined the music acts at Blue Dot Festival. In 2024, Grace Jones performed at Outside Lands in San Francisco and at a show in Stockholm. Personal life. Jones's father, Bishop Robert W. Jones, was strict, and their relationship was strained. According to his particular denomination's beliefs, one should only use one's singing ability to glorify God. He died on 7th May 2008. Her mother, Marjorie, always supported Jones's career. She sings on William's Blood and My Jamaican Guy, but could not be publicly associated with her music. Jones used the surname Mendoza in her 20s so that her parents would not know that she was working as a go-go dancer. Through her relationship with longtime collaborator Jean-Paul Goude, Jones has one son, Paolo, born December 12, 1979. Jones married Attila Altanbay in 1996. She disputes rumors that she married Chris Stanley in her 2015 memoir, I'll Never Write My Memoirs, saying, "The truth is, I only ever married one of my boyfriends, Attila Altanbay, a Muslim from Turkey." She spent 4 years with Swedish actor Dolph Lundgren, her former bodyguard. She got him a part as a KGB officer in A View to a Kill, 1985. Jones started dating Danish actor and stuntman Sven Ole Thorsen in 1990 and was in an open relationship as of 2007. Jones's brother is megachurch preacher Bishop Noel Jones, who starred on the 2013 reality show Preachers of LA. Please subscribe for more biography stories.